Hello, welcome to Amore Bello. My name is spiritual medium Mary Rebecca. This is going to be a twin flame general energy reading for today, Sunday, March 22nd. I'll be using the Indigo Angel cards, the Angel Therapy cards, the Healing with Angel cards, reading cards. Okay. For those of you that are on my subscribers list and you haven't seen me in a while, I did put a video up earlier today about the Ascension update. I gave way to where I've been for the last couple of months, a little bit of sabbatical. But I'm back and moving forward with the rest of my year, which is a great way to do it. There's a new moon coming on Tuesday. That's kind of planting the seeds, time for planting seeds and new beginnings. It's allowing you to make a new start for your highest good. And you will meet your challenges with confidence and courage. Venus, the planet of love, will be the brightest planet in the sky this week on March 24th as well. On Friday, we have the Venus-Jupiter-Pluto trine, and that's going to radiate some happiness and good luck, okay? The energy between the two collective, there's been a lot of shifts between retrogrades ending and, things lining up that haven't lined up in a long time, okay? The divine masculines are awakening. Many of the last of this, the third wave, has awakened through these shifts between the Mercury retrogrades, ending, and Saturn leaving Capricorn, and all of those planetary movements have caused a shift. Okay, along with the angels, right? I'm also going to be using a bonus deck for the end, Divine Pisces 222, Confessions from Your Divine Counterpart. Each of the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine will get 5 of these cards, and I'll read those at the end, okay? So I've already blessed the cards. I've asked for the intention, asked for what the mirroring energy is for both the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine towards union this week, okay? And let's see what the angels have for us today. The first card out is communication and spiritual awakening and peace. Okay. So the first card out, communication. Sorry, my table's gotten crowded here with all these stones. The first card out, communication, that's a throat chakra. And then these last 2 cards, they're both crown chakras. All right. And first card out for the Divine Feminine is indigo. Second card out, emotional sensitivity. First card out for the Divine Masculine. And for the Divine Feminine, first card out, time to create. And friendship. Divine Masculine, Archangel Metatron. And ask for a sign. Support for the Divine Feminine. Body care for the Divine Feminine. Power for the Divine Masculine. And meditation. Right? And you're going to get 5 cards each. 5 to the Divine Feminine, 5 to the Divine Masculine. The cards on the Divine Feminine side are messages from her Divine Masculine, and the cards on the Divine Masculine side are messages from his Divine Feminine. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Anybody who wants a personal reading, just before I start to get into the reading for tonight, anyone who wants a personal reading, I am now offering personal readings on Zoom. Okay. I also have some classes on there as well. If anyone's on Facebook, check my page out at 11 Amore Bello 11. There's some listings of my classes that I'm offering online. Also, if you don't have Facebook, I'm also on Google. You can Google me. All right. Okay, so let's get the reading underway. Energetically, between the Divine Collective, we're seeing communication. Okay. The Mercury retrograde has ended. The shadow is some of the collective was really affected by the pre-shadow and now being affected by the post-shadow. So during the times, especially during Mercury retrograde, when communication is especially difficult or challenging, it's good to remain centered and grounded, look within, and communicate telepathically. Okay. So remember, once you are getting closer, you're going to be communicating telepathically, right? There's going to be more communication without words. Okay. And when you are together in the 3D, in the physical sense, when you are in each other's physical presence, some of that telepathy is going to trickle over. Okay, so you're going to be talking about something in the 3D, in the 5D rather, and then you're going to see each other in the 3D and you'll talk about it then. Okay, so just for those of you that are still doubting, those of you that are just waking up, there's some divine masculines and some divine feminines that are just waking up. Okay, the last of the third wave. Okay, so and that happened because of the spring equinox. It's a gateway. All right, the veil is very thin. So now everyone who is going to awaken and resonate with the twin flame journey has now awakened. And it doesn't mean other people aren't going to awaken ever again. It means that those of us that are the original 144,000 souls that split in two, right? So we were set onto the earth, we had kids, they had kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we are the original souls, right? We split in two, mirroring Adam and Eve. The rib, the woman, the whole 9 yards, right? So now we're back. We created the world the first time. Now we're back to recreate and be co-creators in the new earth, bringing love and peace and happiness. Okay, vibrating higher so that people are drawn to our light. They're inspired by us. We're inspired by them. And we just keep, because what we put out comes back tenfold, right? So the energy this week, the communication, you're going to have a lot of telepathy. Okay. There may be some sexual frustration in there. Usually when you come through the dark night of the soul, okay, you'll have a spiritual awakening. You begin to realize that what you've done before, the thoughts you've had before are changing. Maybe what you thought you needed in your life is now looking different than what it did before. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily mean the relationships are going to end. Relationships are just going to change. All right. We are spiritual beings in a human shell. Okay. So the more we say that to ourselves and then ask our egos to calm and just kind of, rest on my left shoulder, unless someone's coming at me with a machete, just calm. Okay. I am a spiritual being having a human existence. Sometimes when you awaken, when you go through that dark night of the soul, the pain is coming out through that dark night of the soul. But what happens is the light comes out, right? The light shines out through the darkness. And when you have that spiritual awakening, when you vibrate to that higher plateau, right? The joy and the peace that you have and the grace that you have and the happiness just takes you to it vibrates you higher. It takes you to that different place. Okay. And what happens is when we begin to communicate, when we begin to awaken, now we're both spiritually awakened, right? So the divine feminine may be feeling some of the emotional energy from her divine masculine. Okay. Maybe there's a little bit of time where, he might be a little anxious or apprehensive, or because remember, when the ego is melting away, right, there is still a little bit of fear. So you're realizing that there's safety as with this person, but in the same time, it kind of feels like you're in a movie, right? And you're like, wow, this is so surreal. Did this happen to me before? And that is all part of the awakening. You are remembering who you are. Okay. You are remembering who you are with your divine feminine and with your divine masculine. Okay. And there are even stages of awakening, right? So there's stages of awakening where, you may have like a little bit of you're going to have a dark night, and then you're going to have little pockets of clearing out your shadow selves. And it's removing all that negativity that you have collected through all the lifetimes, especially as divine masculines and divine feminines, as twin flames, right? Because we're clearing all of that now. However many lifetimes you've had, that's what we're clearing. Okay? As you clear that darkness, the spiritual awakening happens. You release the darkness and you're filled with light, and light comes out tenfold. And then it's returned to you. Okay? And that brings you peace. Right? So if you're not together right now in 3D, physically together, but just not emotionally together, not spiritually together. Okay? Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Our part may just not be awakened yet. Okay? But it's happening. Because the divine masculines are having that spiritual awakening. Okay? They're beginning to realize that the old paradigm that we were taught about the church and religion and things like that, they're beginning to realize that we are here because we're evolving above religion. We've come to a place in time of humanity where we don't necessarily need control of the masses to that extent. So we're evolving above religion, organized religion. We're evolving above that. We're expanding our consciousness to connect with our Christ consciousness. And that's what awakening is. And that brings us peace. That brings us to the state of grace. That brings us to how it feels in heaven once we cross over. Okay, this is the ascension to the Christ consciousness, to that peace, that total peace within ourselves, so that we can put out peace and love to one another, and then we can change the world, change to the new earth of love and peace. Okay, so for those divine masculines or divine feminines that are just awakening, that's basically the ascension and the twin flame experience in a nutshell. All right. In not so many words. Okay. And as you begin to awaken, you're going to realize that there are levels and depths of your own spirituality that are your truth. Okay. It may not be someone else's truth. but it's your truth. And the people that are going to resonate with your truth will find you no matter where you are. Okay? Because your vibration, the vibration that you're putting out, is calling them to you. Because remember, we are all energy. Okay, we move. So we're energy. Just sitting still, my body still has energy. Right? Okay. Divine Feminine, communication. The person you are inquiring about is an indigo, meaning highly sensitive, natural born leader. Yes, your divine masculine is a natural born leader. And you know this about him. He sometimes may not know that about himself, but you definitely know that about him. You revere him that way. Even though he may not realize it, you do look at him as a natural born leader. Okay. Emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. There are some of you right now that have been made to feel bad because you're so sensitive. Like it's a sign of weakness. Sensitivity is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of mastery. Okay? We can balance ourselves enough to feel the energy that people cannot see. Okay? And that is a gift. That is part of being a light worker. And the divine feminine. Okay? So use your communication with your divine masculine. Be sensitive to it. What is he trying to tell you? Okay. For those of you that are still in partial separation and you're still kind of wondering where it is all going to go. All right. Look within. What is he trying to tell you? What communication? Okay. And if you have to drop the seed in the 5D. The higher you vibrate together, there's no separation between the 5D and the 3D, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So what you say in the 5D is recognized before you acknowledge it in the 3D. Okay. Divine masculine, communication. Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. There's some divine masculines that they're like last of the last of the last of the third wave. I call them the last minute Larrys. Because of the time they were born and the paradigm that they were born into, their ego is really tight when the divine feminine began to awaken. As a matter of fact, these divine masculines awakened before the divine feminine did, but then they kind of walked away from it. They turned from it. So these divine masculines they're slowly coming out of it. Okay. Slowly coming out of the slumber that they were in. So these divine masculines, as you're listening to this communication, release anything in your life that no longer serves you, and you're going to have clear communication as to what you need to do. Some of these divine masculines are confused. They're like, I don't know. This is going to be different. How is this going to look? They're scared. Because they're still living in that place from fear and vulnerability, right? So if you release what no longer serves you, okay, no longer serves your good. You could be with someone for 10 years. And they no longer serve you. There's something different calling you. Well, that was your fate during this incarnation. This is how it went. Okay. Or is that person going to awaken? Is your divine feminine going to awaken? Right? Be willing to forgive, divine masculine. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. A lot of this has to do with the inner child. Okay. Some of this has to do with past lives that happened. The way that you and your divine feminine ended your past life, there was a lot of pain. And within that pain was has spilled over to this lifetime. So there's some of you that may need a past life regression. There's that learning how to meditate so that you can look within yourself and heal that past child, that inner child. Okay. Your divine feminine has started to do it for you. And what happens is the divine masculines will eventually vibrate higher. Like it'll just click how to do it. Because your divine feminine has been doing it for you for so long. And then finally it just happens. Forgive people. Forgive situations. Forgive your parents. But most importantly, forgive yourself. You know, there's also some divine masculines that they're looking back, and if they would have done their life differently, they would have met their divine feminine in the beginning of their life. Okay, and not now. Those are the divine collective that had a lifetime, previous lifetime. There's negative energy and karmic energy that spilled over into this one. Okay, so heal your past. Okay, if you know how to do Reiki on your past life. Release any negative, whether you know it or not, and just let it flow. It just releases from you. You ask Archangel Raphael to help you, and okay. All right. Divine feminine. Time to create and friendship. Okay. Time to create. It's time to use your creativity for your life purpose, for your ascension purpose. How are you going to aid humanity? Okay. Some of you have been kind of holding your feet back and just kind of not doing things and kind of been stagnant for the first couple months of this year. This is a time to move forward. You need to take action. Your angels are calling you. Your ascended masters are calling you. Okay. It's time for you to move forward. Right? And you will have all that you need because you have spiritually awakened. You're going to be guided. You're going to be given all the tools that you need for your ascension purpose with humanity. Okay. Friendship. Remember, most importantly, your divine masculine is your friend. Your best friend. Okay. So much so, you're the best. You're his best friend that one day he will share his last name with you. Okay. You have that love for each other that no matter what, even when you're having a rough time or he's having a rough time, you still love each other. Okay. We're not all perfect. But your divine masculine is your person. He's the one that you can say anything to, and you have no worry of judgment. Okay? So remember that. And some of you are spiritually awakening to that. Right? Some of you are noticing that that's that strong connection. Yes, there's a physical connection, there's a sexual connection, but most importantly, there's this love of a friend, right? You have this love of a friend, of someone that just thinks the world of you and just be around you, to be in your energy. Okay. And you are spiritually awakening to that. So be kind and gentle. For those divine feminines that are just awakening and their divine masculines are awakening, awakened or slightly like awakened a little bit more than they are, make sure make sure you're kind. Okay. There's a deep love and connection and chemistry and okay. You are now awakened, so that it's just stronger. And every day that goes by, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Right? So no more second guessing for the divine feminines. No more saying, oh, when is it going to happen? No, it's going to happen as soon as you align yourself to it. As soon as you awaken to it. All right? We are spiritual beings in a human shell. And what this shell looks like really means nothing. It means nothing. It's the energy exchange that you have, right? So you can be with someone that's a twig and someone that's heavy or vice versa or whatever you look at. It doesn't matter. It's the energy exchange that we have. And this younger generation realizes that. Okay. The millennials realize that. Divine masculine. Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is the archangel of the Twin Flame Collective. He is the archangel that helps all of us awaken. He puts things in front of us. He is the one that's flashing the 1111 all the time. Okay? He makes it happen. All right? There are no coincidences. And it's especially when it is concerning moving the divine masculine and the divine feminine towards union. Okay? He guides their way. Before we were born, we asked him to do this for us. Okay? You have to remember, this was all written out a million years ago or whatever it was. Billions or I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into all that yet, but it's a long time. Okay? Ask for a sign. And the funny thing is you see the signs all over. There's messages and signs everywhere. You've awakened to it. You think you see memories and signs and everything points you right to her, to your divine feminine. Right? Everywhere you go, everything points to her. Songs, places, deja vus, movies, whatever. Everything points to her. Commercials. You really want to know one more time? Just to make sure? Because you're shifting. The equinox has shifted you. This is the last wave is awakening. All right. So you're going to start getting some ascension symptoms. You're going to start getting ringing of your ears. You're going to get some headaches. You might get some pressure in your head. You may be extra sleepy. You may sleep really well for 4 or 5 nights and then not sleep at all. Wake up in the middle of the night. Ascension symptoms. You are spiritually awakening. Divine Feminine, it's time to be at peace. To be at peace with yourself, to be at peace with your journey, to be at peace with those that are around you. Okay? What no longer serves you, it is time to just release it and let things happen the way they're going to happen. Okay? Because that's your peace. That's your spiritual awakening of peace. Okay? And now that the Divine Masculine has awakened, your peace is going to be on the forefront of his mind. Okay? So you have support. You have support of the universe. You have the support of your ascended masters. You have the support of God and all the angels and saints and your spirit guides. So they are all with you, guiding you to the exact place that you need to be, guiding you to where you need to go for the next 10 years, 20 years of your life that you're going to be here on earth. Okay? Because it is time. It is time. All right? And you are here to aid humanity. You're here to help the world. So embrace that. Embrace that inner calling, that inner knowing. Okay, some of you are going to pull away from traditional jobs. And, be in service to humanity in a very special and unique way. Okay? You are light workers. You are divine feminines. It is time to embrace who you are and be proud of that. Okay? The more you are embracing your divine feminine, the more your divine masculine is mirroring that. And he's embracing his divine masculine and awakening it. Right? See? You have the support of the universe and he has the power. Feel this support, the more he will feel the power of being a divine masculine. Okay? Peace, body care. It is time. Okay? For some of you, maybe you kind of came off the regiment. It's hard. Believe me, I know. I did well for about 9 months last year, 10 months, and then Christmas came and it just kind of all went away. But it's time. It's time to, this is our new year. The Aries is the first sign of the year of the zodiac calendar. So, it's time for us to make a new start, to bring it to the end of the year. Okay? How are we taking care of our shell so that we can continue to aid humanity for as long as we are needed here? Right? And less pain we have in our shell, the less heavier it is, the better our souls will feel. Okay? So it's just about reinforcing that life force energy. Okay? For those of you that you have Reiki, I hear Reiki works. I'm going to try it myself. I may get a group together on Facebook on my page to see if anyone would like to join. I don't know. Maybe I won't even charge anything. We'll just do it. I don't know. We'll see. But it's time for body care because that will bring you peace. And for those of you that are leaving that traditional setting and going into the more holistic healing type of employment, that's also going to bring you peace. Okay? Divine masculine. You are at peace now. There's no more confusion. You know exactly who your divine feminine is. You know who you are. Archangel Gabriel has been sending you dreams, messages in your dreams. It's very clear and apparent where you need to be and what journey you need to be on. Okay? This is a good week to have new beginnings and plant seeds, remember? So it's time, all those karmic cycles ended with this last shift of Saturn coming out of Capricorn, right? So all of that, all of those karmic cycles from the last 2.5 years ended. You know, maybe there's something that happened 2.5 years ago that you thought, one more time, maybe you went out with someone else or decided to stay a little bit longer in a relationship, but that time has come to an end. And you're realizing where the energy, where the spirit is guiding you. Because the choices you made were not of the spirit. Okay? You'll have that peace, and then you'll be able to feel that inner power of the divine masculine, of who you are, of what your purpose is. Okay? And how you and your divine feminine are going to aid humanity through these next times. You know, we have the COVID-19 happening, and the things after that. Our world has changed as we know it. So where are we going from here? We need to come out stronger, not weaker, right? Meditation. Right? You are at peace right now in the decisions that you're making. Right? So meditate. Ask your angels to clarify. Right? Ask for that sign. And you will be at peace. You'll know that you made the right decision. Okay? All right. Divine feminine. What are the messages from your divine masculine? Oh. All right. First card out.
One of the most popular questions.
It wasn't a dream, was it?
Some people prefer to.
So some of you have this, you know, there was kind of like a moment in the beginning of your relationship where you guys had maybe a really exceptional date or a really beautiful time together, or maybe you saw a vortex, maybe whatever the case is, it was something that anchored your energy to one another. Okay. It felt like a dream. Okay. Sometimes the masculine can't even think, like it like mesmerizes him. And it mesmerizes him that every time action, he feels the same way about you as that day. It hasn't wavered. And even when you're together, he still feels that way. So he's getting that connection, right? The telepathy is there. Okay. I didn't mean to. Okay. He didn't mean to walk away. The fear and the vulnerability. Right now, the divine masculine, as he's awakening, that forgiveness he needs to do, right, is really a lot of it for himself. He feels bad at the way things happened. That he didn't step up. That he didn't do what he needed to do. Okay. Maybe he ignored a lot of it. Maybe there's some of you that just kind of ignored it and just kind of, and that crushed your divine feminine. You knew it, but you just, I'm seeing you in my dreams. Archangel Metatron, right? With Archangel Gabriel helping the divine masculine awaken, right? Have that spiritual awakening. Yep, we are mirroring big time. So there are some of you that are in that. There's some of you that are, both of you are in karmic situations. Okay. So You may be in a karmic situation, divine feminine, and then the divine masculine will be a karmic situation. Okay. So know that appearances are deceiving and you mirror each other. So if things are ending in one area, if things are ending for you, then things are ending for him. Okay. The karmic cycles are ending. The lessons have been learned. Okay. And physicality. Surrender to the journey. Release the need to control the situation. Look within. Get your it's time to release and surrender. So that, you can be free to vibrate to your highest dimension for union. Okay. Don't worry about how he's going to do it, how he's going to get to, he will. He will. Focus on the journey. Focus on the business. Focus on your ascension purpose for humanity. And whatever that is, there's going to be, some of you guys are going to be out there. There's some out there that are, some people are out there that are, going to help us with agriculture and livestock and things like that. And, environmental issues and all of that. Okay. So release and surrender. Release all that negativity. No more negativity. You can't say anything negative anymore. Even if something upsets you, just absorb it and just kind of say nothing. I know it's going to be hard, but you'll get there. We all will get there. It's hard to release the ego when we have lived in this 3D paradigm for so long. But honestly, if you really think about it, it's just an illusion. We're spiritual beings. We are creating this life. All right, divine masculine from his divine feminine. Messages and signs are everywhere. Okay. So for those of you that are doubting that it's her, no, it's her. And she gets it. She's seeing it. For those divine masculines that are awakened and the divine feminine is waking up, she gets it. My heart is and will always be yours. Okay. For those divine masculine that you're wondering if you should jump. Right? Jump. Because that is her final statement. And she's waiting to come home. She's waiting for you to have union with her. Be happy. She knows that you are affected by the coronavirus. You feel kind of out of sorts about it. You're kind of a little scared, a little apprehensive, kind of running from vulnerability and fear, just like everyone else. She wants you to be happy and not to worry about it. Okay. The angels will take care of you guys. So be happy. Spread peace and joy and happiness. She's helping you clear those inner child wounds. Okay. She's getting rid of hers. She's been working on it for the last few months. So you have to start to work on yours. You have to start facing what that inner pain is and just release it. Release past life stuff. Okay? But you have to release it. Okay? She can only bring you to a certain level. Now that you're awakened, you need to do the rest. Okay? You're going to get downloads on how to do it. Bits and pieces of information. Sometimes she doesn't feel worthy of you. Okay? So she doesn't want you to feel guilty. She wants forgiveness. She wants you to forgive her. She wants you to forgive yourself. And she wants you to know that sometimes she doesn't feel worthy of you. And she knows that you often feel that you're not worthy of her. But she really wants you to know that sometimes she feels that she's not worthy of you. Okay? All right. That was a beautiful reading for today. I wish you guys all love and light on this first weekend of spring. If you're in New England, I hear we're getting a nor'easter tonight. So anyway, that's spring for you, right? Okay. I wish you all love and light, everyone. If this reading resonates with you and you would like a personal reading, please email me at the email associated on my profile. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You never know who in your friend group is going to need to hear this reading, this message. Okay? All right, guys. I love you all.